I had a weekly update with like a bunch of like relevant stuff from back then. And I'm like, what the fuck? That hit that Paul Cotter did that got him suspended? I don't remember that.
Yeah, we never talked about that. But you know what?
Nope,
if
it
you're
doesn't
listening
matter.
to this, just create a fake version of Hot Girls Hockey in your head where that episode exists. And that's good enough.
I think so.
Hi, Allie.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Shannon. Shannon, how are you?
I wish people could see me grinning. I'm grinning. I'm grinning so much it
You're
hurts.
poking your cheeks.
You are poking cheeks.
I'm grinning because I'm doing good because I'm back on the East Coast because I've been on the West Coast.
You were out there with the mammoth.
Yeah, we found the mammoth.
I was actually in Utah.
Were the people celebrating?
That's why we said you found the mammoth.
Their parades through the streets?
No. That was not the prompt that I had that I wanted to get into.
Keep going.
But what has it been? Like a month and a half since
something like that.
Yeah, the last one was April 1st, wasn't it?
That was the Rangers episode.
It sure was.
Imagine if we just left it at that and never released another episode.
In another world, that's what we did.
You know,
temporarily becoming a Rangers podcast permanently killed the show.
Just to die, yeah.
No, it has nothing to do with me being asked to be on the West Coast for a month and a half for work.
Honestly, it really didn't because I wasn't going to record anyway, even if you wanted to. I was just, it was just not happening.
There was a lot happening for all of us.
Yeah,
in
we
that
were just
time
busy.
period. No, it was
Sarah was physically in this room with us and we still didn't record.
Yeah, we didn't.
We were like, we're going to do anything other than that.
Yeah.
There was so much to catch up
We had
on.
lives to live.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well, now that we're getting back into it, I guess this is Hot Girls Hockey, born in Jersey, our weekly opinions on the Devils. There's no facts here because we analyze by vibes. And maybe I should update weekly to monthly, but let's...
It's not an update. Just tell us how the season ended.
It's just whenever.
It's still going on, right? Like, where are we even at? It feels like we've been trapped in round 2 for 800 years.
Yes!
We still are, yeah.
Are you serious?
So I have to say, because Devils hockey ended now
forever, it's permanently over.
That means NBA playoffs started for me, and I've been stuck in that round 2 forever and need to get the flip out of it.
The East has at least made it out of round 2.
Oh,
well,
Florida has not won yet.
Oh, well, I meant okay. So my geography isn't great, but. Okay, Carolina and Edmonton has made it out of round 2.
Yep.
I don't. What do we? I don't know what we call that.
I don't know. It's the bottom half of the bracket.
Half of the yes, that's what I meant. The bottom half of the bracket.
Yeah,
has made it out of round 2.
Yeah.
Oh damn,
Florida. You know what? By the time this episode comes out, Florida will have won.
They win? Probably.
Yeah. Oh my God, the Leafs made it to round 2. That's exciting for them.
Yeah. Well,
it's upsetting for me.
They had a bit of a lead happening too, and they're kind of blowing it now, which my dad's very upset about. But
he's a Leafs fan now?
He's rooting for them right now. Yeah. He said that he's rooting for Canada, specifically Toronto.
Oh,
so
good for him.
I didn't want the Leafs to win because I didn't want my coworker to have that over me.
I like how you and I keep calling them the Leaves with a V because saying Leafs just feels so wrong.
Leaving. Yeah.
The Leafs.
Because they're leaving the playoffs soon.
Hey, the Stars are pulling through in Winnipeg.
Oh, yeah. I like how that one's going.
That's who I put in my second chance bracket. So I kind of need them to win.
Yeah.
Like all of it. So we'll see.
Well, Sarah, let's get into our weekly update.
Our weekly update since last week of April 1st.
What's been going on?
There's been perhaps too much going on to talk about just in this one little segment. So we're going to make it a little simple here. The Devils playoff run since last time both started and ended. But they made it, an honorable 5 games, despite being down, how many D-men? Obviously Jack gone too.
6 people total.
Yeah,
It was
it was
insane.
crazy how many people were missing.
Yeah.
The defense was basically what, Nemitz and a prayer at the end.
It was, yes. Yeah, that one game that they did end up winning was because of him. Thank God. But despite that, they still put up a better fight than the Capitals did against the Hurricanes.
Yeah, like the one time I'm rooting for Alex Ovechkin is when he fails me. And that is so predictable.
Yeah.
That man will never give me what I want.
No. Speaking of him, though, another thing that happened while we were gone was goal 895, of course, and it's still going. I didn't keep track of what it ended up actually getting to, but
That's somebody else.
it's somewhere there.
Tell us later on.
This is not a Capitals podcast.
Not yet.
Hopefully not ever. He said, obviously, we are still in the trenches of round 2. The only ones who have advanced at this point are Edmonton and Carolina.
Don't love
My
that.
first bracket went so fucking badly, guys. I
think only the
so
Stars
bad.
pulled through.
The Stars and the Capitals were correct on mine. That was about it. I'd
All
put
I'm
the Kings as winning it all for some reason.
You know what? We
I
needed
went for too many underdogs. I don't know why.
We needed the
I don't know what was I
what's
thinking.
it? Koreatown YMCA Community and Senior Center Harmonica Club.
Forever in my heart.
We needed them to make it all the way.
Yeah.
The reference is lost on me.
I know, Shannon. You don't read our messages.
No. You were a little busy, to be fair. It's okay.
It was the time zone difference.
Yeah, that's true. That didn't help.
It really gets me.
All I'm saying is Brendan Smith Cup run is still on.
Exactly. So in my heart, I have to root for them.
And that could redeem this whole thing for me.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be bad.
I would be okay with the Devils losing, which they did, as long as Brendan Smith gets the
Brendan
cup.
Smith gets to be on the Stanley Cup forever.
Before the rest of the Devils? That's actually so
Chef's
funny.
kiss. Mwah. Beautiful.
They threw him away like he was trash. Now they're going to inscribe his name. Oh, that would be delicious.
Right? It'd be beautiful.
Poetry, honestly.
I just don't want another Oilers Panthers final again.
Absolutely not.
That'd be so boring.
No,
I really don't want it.
I don't either. I need
Connor
Florida
McDavid to do his thing against Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Against Carolina?
Yeah, because they're playing
if
each
they're
other
in
next.
the final. Oh, no, I need Dallas in the final. That's not okay with me.
No, I know. So, but first to do that, Edmonton has to, oh my God, I really don't understand geography.
No,
Holy
it's
shit.
the bottom of the bracket.
I don't
again.
understand. It's the bottom of the bracket keeps getting me. I really don't know my East from. Okay, you're right. So Edmonton has to play either the Stars or because that's how West works.
That's how the West version of this works.
So who needs to be okay? So either the Panthers. Oh yeah, the Panthers could beat Carolina. They can do that.
Panthers could absolutely beat Carolina.
Oh,
absolutely.
Okay.
Again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they can do their thing, and then we can have a little like Stars Panthers.
Stars
maybe.
Panthers. Exactly.
Stars Toronto would probably be better.
Yes,
but I don't
think
see
it's
Toronto
happening.
kicking the Carolina.
I don't think it's happening anymore.
See, I'm figuring out how East and West works.
There you go.
In real time.
That's good. It's a little geography lesson for
I need
everybody
them
too.
to make the bracket instead of up and down. I need them to make it left and right.
A little bit. Okay.
And then it would match physically how things look on the map.
Okay. We'll request them to rotate it next time.
I'll talk to the NHL about that.
Get right on it.
Another important thing that we already mentioned that happened over the break, we finally have a name for Utah, and it's the Mammoth, which was the best option I think that they could have
of the ones that weren't
of the remaining.
Yeah, once Yeti was thrown out, Mammoth is the best choice.
Yeah.
I just can't own a word. Like, did the presentation of whatever the jersey looked like just look like the Yeti bottle? Like, what
There's
happened?
no way. Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
So
Yeti is
weird.
like a folklore concept. I don't know how you can brand that.
I'll never be over it, but Mammoth is all right, I guess.
Yeah.
Why is it not mammoths plural? I don't know, but
I am ready though for like Tusk merchandise.
Instead of a beer stick, it'll be a beer tusk.
Ooh, okay, that's good. I'm thinking about like
that'd be good.
Like baseball caps with Tusk.
Oh, they should do hats with tusks on this.
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought that would be fun.
Hire us. NHL. We have so many ideas here. And then this one's up, not the NHL, but in the PWHL, they finally announced their 2 expansion teams. So now they have 6 teams. And they are in Vancouver and Seattle.
Wait, wouldn't they have 8 teams then?
8 teams? I can't count.
Because they already have 6.
They already have 6?
Yeah.
I can't count. We can't do math here. It's fine.
We don't know geography. We don't
No
know
geography.
math.
We can't do math. It's all right. We'll get to the other subjects eventually.
What were the other 2 cities?
They added Vancouver and Seattle.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I wonder what they'll call them. Seattle Selkies. I'm just saying that word's still available.
It is. Yeah.
Had the exact same immediate thought.
It's still there.
Eventually.
PWHL. Contact us. Somebody.
I think
We
they
have
should be
ideas.
funny and just like name one of their teams the Coyotes. It's a little hee hee ha ha.
Are there coyotes in either city? I don't think so, but
You know, the Vancouver
Well, you know.
Coyotes.
In
Sure.
time.
I like it. why not?
There's no rules.
Well, this season is hot, and I'm not talking about the devil season. It's spring, and it's just hot
It's
outside.
just hot. It's 80 degrees here.
In Michigan,
So,
that's
if-
insane.
You're in the mood to go out, just go out on the town. You could use our discount code Hot Girls Hockey for $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase, and just enjoy the nice weather. Use it as an excuse to go out. Well, I have some prompt questions for you guys because
Okay.
I've been mulling
Ooh, you have a
these
lot. Okay.
over.
Wait a minute. Can I
Oh.
do my red carpet report?
Oh, I
Wait, you
skipped
have a red
it
carpet
right at the
report?
top. It got deleted out because
Yeah.
I
thought you
didn't
just
think you
didn't have
didn't
one.
have one.
Oh, shit.
I do have one.
This episode's all out of order, and we're just
All
going.
right. That's fine, you know?
Okay.
We're just going to put it here. We're not going to go in
Okay.
order. Yeah.
So we get to
So-
see them?
You've already seen them
Wait,
What?
where?
with your
Where?
eyes.
Oh.
All right, Allie.
Sure.
What is the red carpet report?
Okay. Okay, here we go. Relax. Relax.
She's so confident that we've already seen them. I
There's
don't.
no way I've seen them. I've
Yeah.
barely opened the internet. I have not seen
Oh,
them.
yes, of course. Of course. What else could it have been? What was I thinking?
Wow.
Come on.
Of
Come
course.
on. All right. We're starting with the most important award of the year. And
Okay.
this award is obviously not biased at all.
Okay.
No,
So I don't
it's
want
just objectively the truth.
it's just objectively the truth. Best wag jacket, New Jersey. Fight me. I don't care.
100%.
I don't care.
100% by a fucking mile. They're
This
amazing.
jacket is hideous in the best way possible.
I want one so badly. I'm obsessed with this
Oh
this
my
red on
gosh.
black damask pattern that like speaks to my
Incredible.
soul. It's beautiful.
I got to see this in person and it's even better in
Ugh.
person. And so many of these details are actually like sparkly.
Ugh,
Ooh.
And in person,
I love
it
it.
actually looks very beautiful.
That's amazing.
The thing about a wag jacket is that you're never going to wear this shit again,
Yep.
right? I've never seen anyone post a photo of any of the wives or girlfriends wearing these jackets just like casually.
I
No,
wouldn't.
true. Never again. Yeah.
You really only see them wear. I'm sure someone has once around the house or whatever, but like you really only see them wear these things during the playoffs.
Of course.
And if you're not going to wear it again, you might as well make something that makes a statement.
Yeah.
Too many teams this year tried to go like the minimalist route. And you know what that's like?
Blah.
That's like when it's like when you're picking out a bridesmaid's dress and you know, you're like, "Oh, I'm going to pick out a dress that I'll wear again."
Uh-huh.
You know damn well you're never wearing
never
that
doing
dress
that.
again.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Sorry, y'all.
Oh, I got mine. It's over there. I'll show you.
Oh, sick. Nice.
No, but that was what makes it fun because we know you're
Yeah.
gonna pick it. Keep that in mind.
exactly. That's part of the fun is
Right.
picking something you know you'll
You make it
never
for
wear
that.
again. So
Exactly.
you could pick a weird silhouette or something that you wouldn't normally pick out for yourself because
Right.
you'll wear it once and then
Yep.
never wear it again.
Exactly.
So these jackets, there's you really have to take them in pieces. From the glitter lapel like patch with the numbers on it, and then if you look underneath the number, there's like you can see actually that the player's name is like subtly in really thin cursive embroidered.
Wow.
Wait, really? Where?
Yeah. So if you go to the first photo, one of the first photos I sent,
Okay,
Okay.
hold
this
on.
one's
Scrolling.
the
Oh,
Nico
with
Heischer one. So you see the number 13,
Yes.
but then look underneath it.
You're right. It says his name in very fancy
Wow.
script.
Dainty that is. That's a very
Wow.
delicate little detail there. This
It
is what I'm
is.
saying. When I saw these in person, you really got to see all of the details. It's quite nice.
Wow. I didn't know that.
And then you also see on the opposite lapel this giant saucer disc NJ Devil logo.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
And above it, the brooch. How
Yeah.
unnecessary is this crystal brooch?
Wait, did they all have that?
they
I didn't even
all
notice it.
had that.
Oh,
I did not notice that until this very
they
moment.
posted this dramatic
Stop.
video of them like pinning the brooches to one of the jackets.
Obsessed. That's absurd. It's huge. That's awesome.
Hideous. I love it.
Yeah, that's enormous.
That's fun.
And then on the sleeves, on one, you have these like these badges, these like shield shaped badges
Yeah.
embroidered that say NJD, as if you couldn't figure out from all the other logos that this is the New Jersey
No,
Devils.
yeah.
And then they got the year 2025 on it. On the other side, they have this impossible to read
Yep.
badge that has the
But
Roman
I
numerals that it's quite frankly
love it.
MCMLXXXX1.
Yep.
I don't wait, is this
Hell
1982?
yeah.
Is this 2025? I don't know.
I can't read Roman numerals off the top
I
of my
don't
head
know
at
how
this
to
very
read
moment.
Roman numerals.
Nope. Not
It's got
happening.
the address 285 Lafayette Street, Newark. Blah, 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 blah.
Hell yeah, Newark. Hell
Says
yeah.
NJ Devils again.
As it should.
I'm obsessed with the font in that one specifically.
Yes. What is
Yeah,
that?
that is
font?
The way that
fun.
like the letters just connect into each other for no reason.
Yep.
I love it.
It's incredible. It's
Yeah.
so much. It's too much. Then you get to the back, the silver and white glitter devils
Yes.
again in
Yes.
cursive, and then
Yes.
another badge above it. Like, is this a
Yes.
state seal? What even is that badge? I have no idea.
I think it's the designer's like logo or something, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
I think you're right.
I don't know, but from what I remember, like people finding out who did them, I'm pretty sure that's his logo.
The fact that
Oh.
half of it is leather, the other half is this like flocked
brocade.
damask brocade.
It's beautiful.
Oh, incredible. Incredible.
Yeah.
N-
I'm obsessed with
not a
these.
single stitch is out of place here.
Nope.
Everything about this is perfect.
There's so much going on. They
Wonderful.
also have the too much gene, and I love that for them.
Yes, it's the playoffs. It's a jacket
Yeah.
you're only gonna wear once.
Have fun with it. What the hell?
On the opposite end, obviously this gets the best award.
Yeah, for
Awesome.
sure.
On the opposite end, you have Toronto in
Boo.
this what I can only
Mm-mm.
call
Boo.
a used
Mm.
bathroom terry cloth bomber jacket.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like it's been washed already, like
It-
multiple
It
times.
looks like I could order this on like one of those sites like
and then you
get
customize
your
the name.
office, yeah, like
Yeah.
your office logo on a jacket. Like
Yeah.
that's the level it's given.
That's
Yeah.
actually exactly what it looks like. It really looks like a used bath mat.
It also looks black in this photo. I don't know if that's just because of this photo. It doesn't even look
It's a very dark navy blue, darker
Blue.
than the. This is what I'm
way
talking
darker
about.
than like it doesn't say Toronto to me.
No.
It just looks like I don't know
They tried
jacket.
a coat.
to make it too beige, clean girl minimalist, so they couldn't
did.
embrace Toronto's bright blue color. They had to use this dark, moody, almost black color, and then this like loungy silhouette to it. It really, you're so right, Shannon. It genuinely looks like a bulk order customized with your logo. Because the only
does.
thing, like
Mhm.
you have the
It's just
leaf on,
On
the,
the-
over like the where the breast pocket would be,
Yeah.
and then like a name embroidered on it, a last name.
Yeah, this is boring.
This one is the worst of the week.
Is it worse or room for most improvement?
It's both
Is
at
there
the same
improvement?
time.
Okay,
alrighty.
interesting.
If you
Okay.
scroll through the first set of photos that I sent,
Mm-hmm.
the photo of Jacob Markstrom,
Gotcha. Yep.
semi-weekly special award. This is
Okay.
one of my favorite arrival outfits.
Love that for
during
him.
the-
I love this.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a
Glad.
plaid
Glad.
button up in a fun color. It kind of reminds me of Christmas, and I like that.
I love it.
I like that he gives us fun plaids.
Yeah.
He does.
This man was locked in. Look at those
Yeah,
eyes.
he is. Damn.
Oh my gosh. We'll get to it. But I
Yeah.
felt the most for
Poor guy.
Markstrom
Yeah.
Poor guy.
during the playoffs. Well, thank you, Allie.
I live to serve.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I completely
No,
That's
this was
all
a
right.
nice little feature. I didn't think we were having this time, so that's
Me
fun.
too.
I didn't put anything in the document, so
Yeah.
you can be forgiving for assuming I prepared nothing.
Fair.
All right. So I don't really remember the playoffs, so I have a couple of these questions to prompt just
Yeah,
about
that's
our
fun.
general
Okay.
feelings
Yeah.
towards the playoffs.
Yeah.
Starting off,
Ooh.
at what point did you think we were going to lose this series?
Game 1, minute
Really?
1.
Really? Oh, okay. I
have
was
the
way
list.
too hopeful. I really did hold out hope until like
It was
game 4, I think.
Yeah.
Game 5, I had no hope whatsoever. But game 5 was the game 4 was the last one that I thought, all right,
Yeah.
this is the last chance that I am going to give them to. And then I stopped taking notes mid game because I knew it was done. That was it.
I barely got to watch because I was working and it was more like I was getting the updates on my phone. But as soon as I saw that we had lost game 2, I was like, oh, well, that's it. I was like, I knew we'd done it before, but I was just not feeling it against the Hurricanes.
I don't
Yeah.
know if it was pretty early on. I don't remember the exact moment, but they went in with a couple of injuries. I can't even remember the order in which
Yeah.
defensemen started falling, but they were
Yeah.
dropping like flies.
I have
it was
the
like
list.
Dylan
It's-
and Luke, I think, went out at the exact
Yes.
same moment in, I think,
Yes.
game
1
2.
was it? I
One or
don't-
2? I
Yeah,
don't remember.
It was pretty. Yeah, but yeah, no, I honestly went in pretty skeptical because Carolina is just such like a
Why did I think we were going to get it out of the series?
no, but like
I did. I was so hopeful for some reason. I don't know why.
Carolina is like one of those teams that's just so like laced up. Like they have their shit together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Devils are just not a team that has their shit together.
Especially when
No.
they're, down. few
Especially when they're
people already.
down anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you mess
And-
up their like perfect order that they have within themselves, they freak out and
Yes.
panic. And I get that. But
yeah, me too.
It's part of a theory I have later
Oh,
on.
you have theories.
I do.
Oh,
I'm
I
excited.
see. I see the question this is referring to here.
Yes.
But yeah, I went in pretty skeptical, and then as soon as I think it was the moment that Luke was injured that I was like, oh, this is done.
We
for.
done.
They're done for.
Yeah. I definitely still had hope after game 2 because I kept telling myself, okay, well, 2 years ago, they lost the first 2 against the
Yeah.
Rangers and then they still came back and won it. So they can do that again. But
I think if it had been
Eh.
against a sloppier team, like if they were playing
if it had been the Rangers,
Rangers,
they
yeah,
could have done it.
I think they could have done
100%.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I completely agree.
but the Devils unfortunately were the sloppier team.
But they put up a good fight.
we
I'm
did.
proud of them,
And
especially Markstrom.
yes, which I want to talk about next is where were you on April 29th? Game 5, double OT. That moment was very memorable for me because it was the
Yeah.
first moment of the playoffs that I got to sit down and watch a game.
Aw.
And it was after the first OT already happened. The
Yeah.
producer called me and was like talking me through play by play what was happening while I was like,
Wait, the first game you got to watch was the second OT period of Game 5.
yes, it was. I
Wow.
am not that.
Oh,
is
damn. Okay.
genuine. It was
Not
crazy.
even Game 3, Game 5.
Game 5.
Wow.
And I
I'm
remember
so sorry.
I was the producer was talking me through it and I was like getting my stuff together from work in the hotel room. And then I was like, I gotta go eat. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, oh well, the game. Like I just need to go
Yeah.
eat.
Yeah.
And of course they're playing the game at the bar
Yeah.
that I went to go eat. And
Insane.
I just remember going up to the bar, ordering a drink, getting food, and they went into double OT. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I guess I'm going to get to watch some hockey. But I
Yeah.
wasn't very
Yeah.
hopeful, but it was just so bizarre because it was fun listening to somebody this is my proudest moment on this whole trip. I got to mansplain to somebody how hockey playoffs worked.
Love that
But they
for
were
you.
like Googling at the bar. It was like, oh, I think they go to a shootout next. And I just chimed in
No.
unprompted. It was like, actually, sir.
They'll do a actually.
I love that for you. Oh my God.
Oh boy.
They'll go into OT until somebody scores.
Yeah, full periods.
Love that. That's my favorite way of doing that.
I don't think he believed me, but then
I don't remember. I think I was just like at home in bed, but honestly, I feel like I turned off the TV before then. I remember watching the first period of OT, and then when it was the second period, I was like, meh.
It was late.
I turned my TV off, and then I think at some point I like rolled over in bed and saw a clip of Markstrom like break his stick, and I was like,
Yep.
"Yeah, well, I know how that went."
I'm pretty sure this was the day that I was just addressing wedding invitations. So
Oh, I'm
that's
coming
what
to
I
your
was doing
wedding.
at the same time.
This
Yay,
is my
thanks.
formal RSVP.
Okay. I'll fill out your thing for you.
Everyone,
I know what your dietary restrictions are. It's fine.
Every wedding that I've been a bridesmaid in, the bride has had to RSVP for me
Yeah.
on the website.
Yeah.
Yep. Something that was funny, like the double OT. I just remember getting my own hopes up, even though the game was on the TV, right?
Yeah.
I had it on my laptop with AirPods on because they didn't have the sound on. So it's like, but the TV.
You were double screening it at the bar.
I
Damn,
was, but
that's dedicated.
TV was slightly ahead, which was annoying me. So I had to like stare down and eat the saddest flatbread. And just the moments of like holding out hope after Markstrom made ridiculous save after ridiculous save.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if anything, the team, the Devils need to win just to like, they owe it to Markstrom.
Yeah.
And then just watching him break that stick.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll give you 100
Yeah.
sticks to break, Markstrom. Whatever you
Yeah.
need right now.
That
to
shit's
feel
expensive.
better. I know.
It is, but he's going to take his anger out somehow.
Yeah.
And hopefully not on Cody Glass again.
But I like that this is his signature, oddly
Yeah.
enough. When he is pissed,
Yeah.
he's going to break the stick.
As he should.
But at the same time, like the next day, I was talking to my coworker and I was like, I felt like it needed to end. Like they needed to be put out of their own misery.
It was a mercy kill.
Yeah, my sentiment after
Yeah.
watching the double OT. I'm like, if it takes double OT, game 5 to push it to game 6, and we're down so many defensemen at this point, and it
Well,
would be
that's the
better
thing.
if we didn't drag ourselves through it, and like
Just
Even
to
if
not
they
even
had-
make it through,
Exactly. Even if they
Yeah.
had somehow managed to like pull themselves through to round 2, they weren't going to make it through then because
No.
not all of those guys who are out were going to come back.
no,
Right.
How many have had surgery now? Jesper Bratt had surgery.
Just for Brad out of nowhere. Yeah.
Jesper
what was
Bratt
that?
had surgery.
Luke
Kovacevic had surgery. Luke had surgery.
They would be.
Mhm.
They would have had limbs fallen off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
on
Pesci's
the ice.
debating getting surgery. It's insane.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you guys know Pesci had an injury?
No.
He never went out, but he had a shoulder injury supposedly from game 1, and he just played through.
That sounds right for him. Yeah.
Oh.
I was like,
Yep.
damn.
'Cause somebody had to step up. So of course it'd be him.
I also forgot Kovacevic got injured.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah,
had
he
a bad
did. Like,
injury.
Forgot. Supposedly it was his knee.
No,
I never
Mm.
got
it
so.
was his neck.
That was
His
Dylan.
neck.
Oh, I can't
Dylan.
tell Kovacevic and Dylan apart. Still,
Okay.
one of them needs to go.
To be
They're very
fair,
different.
I'm reading the list from the list I copied earlier today.
No, you're right.
Fair
it was
enough.
Brendan Dillon who had a neck injury. He's fine, but
Yes,
Okay.
thank goodness.
That
Oh,
was
that's right. Because
crazy.
that was the one that there were like rumors going
Oh,
around that it might have
people-
been like career ending. But
literally,
yeah, fine.
people were making
Yeah.
like insane rumors. You can have a neck
Yeah.
injury that doesn't
Yeah.
cause you like that heals fine.
Yeah.
It's-
I mean, to be honest, if I
relax.
heard that, I would also be like, oh shit, he's done.
Well, thankfully he's okay.
But I wanted to ask you guys kind of like, what do you think got us to this point? Because we were so hopeful in the
Mhm.
beginning of the season, and it was January
Yeah.
that things just didn't feel the same. And I have my theory, but I wanted to ask you, what do you think? Why do you think the Devils fell apart supposedly in January? Why did things feel like they started going off the rails? And it wasn't like drastic or devastating, but we just weren't the same
We just
team.
slowly declined.
Yeah, they definitely only made it to the playoffs because they were top heavy. If they didn't have that run that was another reason why I didn't expect them to do very well in the playoffs. Is they only made it there based off the like beginning half of the season.
Yeah.
The way they were playing in the second half of the season, it wasn't really a team that you would expect to see in the playoffs.
Yeah, we were lacking endurance longevity through the season.
I was really just when they started collecting injuries. I don't think it was just Jack going out.
No,
but I think it was
started
all those
a little
things
bit
combined.
before that. But
all of the different. It was a revolving door of injuries, and it was never the same cast one week to week. Someone would come out and go. Someone else would come back, and
I think once the injuries had started, this wasn't in February or in January, obviously, but there wasn't a lot of movement before the trade deadline. And that's not just on Fitzgerald's part. Like there wasn't like barely any movement from any team in the league right up until the deadline. And I think the lack of trying to get, some top six scoring again, it really boned them, honestly. So I think that is something that, granted, they need some depth as well, but I think getting another piece in the top six is definitely something that they're going to have to look for in the off season. So I don't know if it's related, but that's what I'm thinking right now.
I feel like too, I don't know. I know everyone is has blinders on for their own team. So I could I could be biased here, but I feel like the Devils get a lot of injuries comparatively.
Yes,
and
they do.
One of my it feels like sometimes when someone is out, they get a little bit desperate to compensate, and everyone else starts playing a little bit more recklessly and really throws their body into it.
Yeah,
and you noticed that with some of this, I'm sure is just a sibling thing, but as soon as Jack was out, Luke was way more aggressive. I wasn't surprised when he ended up getting an injury because it's like he's compensating for that absence. And
it's like, how do you not well, my brother's out and I want to help represent the team. That's a piece missing and everyone's got to do a little more, but you can't do doing too much.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of a part of my theory. To me, it was ever since the first, I don't even remember who it was. It was after the first injury of the season, long-term injury of the season. And the Devils just
Siegenthaler?
I think
it
so.
might have been actually.
Because he was the best defenseman in the league.
He was up until that point. You're right.
It started with defense crumbling a little bit, and then offense stopped producing.
And
then Jack was out. Yeah.
Yes. And I think it's not like we talk about this all the time. It's not one player makes the team, but I think the Devils, I just really thought about it and we're just so sensitive that we just don't know how to adjust when that person's not there. Cause I feel like they take a really long time to build good chemistry. And when they do, it's on fire. And then
perhaps too good of chemistry. They can't adapt.
Exactly. Because I remember they were joking in the locker room and there were reports about pranks and they're just having a good old time. And then Siegenthaler's out. And then I was like, okay, maybe lost a game here or there. And then whoever else was out. And then it just slowly started to crumble. And I was like, I wonder if it's just, we just don't know how to mentally adjust like that.
It's a Rube Goldberg machine.
Yeah, they do a lot of that.
They're a Rube Goldberg machine, and it doesn't make sense how it works. So if you take one part out, you don't know how to replace it.
Exactly. Right. Yeah,
they need to build in backups.
Yeah,
fail safes. That's the word I'm looking for.
Well, and that's the thing, and that's part of the reason why. Let's say in an alternate universe where they didn't get this many injuries, would they have still been competitive in the playoffs? Maybe not, because inevitably you have to be adaptive and have more than one working strategy and working combination going into the playoffs.
Yes. Yep. But I think that's something that it's the same problem with the reffing. As soon as we feel like the reffing's against us, we just can't get back into the game, and it just drives me insane. So now that Devils hockey has ended, what have you guys been up to? Have you been following the rest of the playoffs or just anything? I'm excited for the draft.
I have been. Yeah, I watched I unfortunately watched Carolina win last night and also Dallas. I fell asleep during that one, but that's fine.
I've been watching the Knicks and the Celtics.
I'm a fake fan. I'll clock back in when it's the final.
Okay.
I've been figure skating. That's what I've been doing.
Fair. Yeah.
I signed up for
You're
a
doing
competition.
an actual sport.
Yes, and I have to prepare for that.
Yeah.
And hopefully I don't get a creaky shin like I did before.
Hopefully you can do this one.
Please don't.
Yeah. No creaky shin this time. Speaking of injuries, geez.
Well, speaking of injuries.
Yeah, speaking of injuries.
I have an injury
to the list.
Yeah, put me. I'm on the injured list. I'm actually better now. I'm back.
That's good.
My spin is not 100% back to normal, but it's almost there.
Good.
So I have an injury list listed. I think we covered all of them, but I just wanted to go through this real quick. Like, how insane that we played as hard as we did at the end of the playoffs, that I do wonder, like, if all of this hadn't had happened, where we would have been. But it was Brendan Dillon had a neck injury. Kovacevic has a knee injury, and he got surgery, I believe. Luke Hughes, shoulder injury. I didn't even realize that happened. Brett Pesce, shoulder injury. Dougie Siegenthaler just came back in time for the playoffs, but I'm like, you need time to warm up. You can't just be expected to play 100% in your first game in the postseason. That's
and
unreasonable.
Siegenthaler played like a crazy ice time his first game back.
And then I don't know what happened to Jesper Bratt, but shoulder injury.
Yeah.
And Jack
Forever
Hughes,
a mystery.
Also shoulder injury. And it made me theorize.
Okay. What's she cooking?
What are we doing? That everybody's shoulders are injured.
I don't know.
This team.
Honestly,
what are they doing?
They're sliding and overextending their shoulder on the ice because they're reaching with the stick. That's what a lot of that's what Jackson Drew was. I think that's what Luke's was.
Okay.
They're falling, they're face planting with their shoulder extended, and then they're hyperextending their shoulders.
Crunched.
They're getting crunched. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know who else we can add to this injury list?
Who?
Unfortunately.
No, I'm typing it now.
Markstrom?
Nico Hischier.
Oh, really? What did he get?
Yeah. They said it wasn't too bad, but in whatever game I forget who were they playing? Literally like last night. Hold on.
Oh, in Worlds.
Yes.
No. Oh, I haven't even been
They said it's not that bad. Like he's not going to be, he's out for the remainder of Worlds, but he's not like, he'll be okay come like, next season.
Yeah.
Preseason.
What did they say? Like if it's like what kind of injury it is?
I don't know. I'm trying to find that.
I feel like it's a concussion. He seems to get concussions
lower body
a lot.
injury. It says
lower body injury. He's shaking it up
for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Based on the injury list, we definitely play hard. But I was theorizing with the producer. I was just like, I think we need defensemen for our defensemen. Like I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, it's hard out here to be a Devil.
It's rough on these streets. I have a fun story to tell you guys about the playoffs.
Okay.
So, we were talking about me being on the injured list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this happened like during the week of games 2 and 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me with my creaky shin, also known as my tibialis anterior tendonitis, which is, by the way, the weirdest sensation in the world.
Huh.
Because I'm usually pretty attentive to when I might be developing like an injury or something. And this one tricked me. Because so it started happening was just like to go off on a tangent for a second. Yeah, it's like whenever I would spin, like I would rise up on like my left foot, which is my spinning foot, and I would feel like this weird, very subtle vibration in like the front of my shin.
Oh,
and I was like, that's weird, kind of like right where like my boot, but like right above where my boot finishes. And I was like, that's and the first time it happened, I literally thought something happened to my skate. I was like, my skate must be unstable or something. Like maybe the screw came loose. And I like looked at my boot and I was like, oh, it looks fine. That's weird. It just kept happening and it kept getting worse and I couldn't spin. And I was like, what the hell is this? And then walking around work and my legs started creaking like I was stepping on a floorboard. It didn't hurt. It was just creaking with
Ooh.
every step. And
That is terrifying.
I could like sit
Weird.
down and like flex my foot and it would make this creaking sound that other people could hear. Apparently that is like a classic sign for tibialis anterior tendonitis.
Wow.
And then it did start to hurt. And then, so whatever, I rested it. It went away. But the reason why I bring this up
Yes.
is because Friday night, the game 3, I was going to go meet my friends to go skating, but I didn't because my leg hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a message from my boss at one of the hospitals I work at. And she's like, hey, does anyone want tickets to the Devils game tonight? Like, let me know ASAP. The game starts in like an hour.
I was wondering how this happened.
And I actually wasn't going to go because it was like 6:00 and I had just ordered food to be delivered. And I was kind of like, in a mood about my leg hurting.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would literally have to rush to the Prudential Center right now to make it on time. And then I looked at my phone. I was like, oh, wait, the game doesn't start till 8. And I had work the next morning, but I was like, whatever. I can just like leave early. Like work won't be that bad, blah, 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 blah. Like, So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go. So me and a couple of my coworkers got tickets. Now my coworkers were on our way there and I was like, why do we have these tickets? Where did they come from? And she's like, well, our doctors are the sideline doctors.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh.
And so they have these tickets, but no one was using them tonight. So they gave them to our team to use.
Crazy.
And some of our coworkers were like there working that night. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. It's really nice of them. And so we show up to the game and, we're a couple minutes late just because how things worked out. It was so last minute. And we go in and they usher us to, you go in through the metal detectors. Well, instead of going up the stairs, they usher us like off to the side. And they're like, oh, you guys have like been there before. Like you have these season tickets, right? And we're like, no. Now, I knew where we were going because Shannon and I had taken a tour here before. And my coworkers didn't. So these tickets were like M Lounge tickets.
Oh, hell yeah.
And so they bring us, and I've been in the M Lounge before for like a PWHL thing and then like one time for a tour, but it was kind of empty both of those times, even like during the PWHL game. So this time we go in and we're like, holy shit, these are like expensive ass tickets.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Mm-hmm. And there's a pyramid of like shrimp cocktail. So you go into the M Lounge. You have to go like through that like down area that feels like a backstage area.
Yeah.
And you go in and all of the food stalls are open. And to my right is a pyramid of shrimp cocktail with the Devils logo in the middle.
Hell yeah.
And all these mini bottles of like Tabasco sauce.
Yeah.
Not just like a thing of Tabasco sauce, the mini bottles.
Just the mini ones.
Yep. Kids love those little bottles though.
And then there's all these food stations and they're like, everything except alcohol is free. And so we never made it to the first period of the game because we were just going through all the different food stations.
Yeah, I would as well. I would be like, I need to explore. I don't...
Yeah.
Game's second priority
literally. You're like, if they've got it on every giant flat screen in here, forget about this.
How many times are going to be there? Yeah.
Right. So we went around. So they have an entire pasta station that had gluten-free pasta, and then you can like choose what sauce you want, and then they like, heat it up, mix it together, blah, 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 blah.
Lovely.
I did get glutened because they later I found out used the same utensils. So they made the gluten-free pasta, but then they didn't like change.
Follow through.
Come on.
And
I'm like, either use different pots and pans and utensils or don't make it at all. Honestly.
Right. Like,
okay.
I couldn't eat any of the desserts, but they were all like calandras, like, Italian cookies and stuff. They looked good. Cool. And then they had like mini cheesecakes. I had some hot chocolate. There was like tea and coffee. And so by the time we went, and then there were these 2 mystery pitchers, like, I don't know what you call that. A fountain?
Yeah, those.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Soda fountain?
I know what you mean.
Sort of.
But it's more like you go like that kind of.
When you make lemonade.
The glass.
Yeah.
And it's like spinning in there.
No.
It's more like a water fountain kind of thing.
It's like a water cooler. And you pull the tab. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know. I can picture it.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it's called.
I have no idea what those things are called.
Either.
But they
drink
had
dispenser.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
A large drink dispenser.
Yes.
They had 2 of those. One had a mystery red liquid and the other had a mystery can't remember what color it was now. I want to say yellow liquid.
Yellow
One
sounds
of
good.
them, I think, was just a giant canister of Shirley Temple.
Oh.
The other one might have been lemonade. I didn't try the other one,
Huh.
Okay.
but
Shirley Temple.
I just a barrel of Shirley Temple.
Wow. Okay.
Bold.
Yeah. So, and then to get to your seats, you have to go out, like, you know, those tunnels that people like that bring you up instead of like walking out down the stairs to the seats.
Yeah,
It's
you
those,
gotta go
it's those
up
stairs that bring you up
Because you're
beside
underground.
the ice and
Yep.
yada, yada, yada. And so then we get to our seats. They're like just off center ice and like pretty low down. And we're like, damn, this
Fun.
is great. We got like our little rally towels, you know, we're having a good time.
Yeah.
And this was
Yay.
why, because I think these are also some of the seats. I know a lot of like the players' family sits in suites and stuff.
Mhm.
But I think also some of them sit in these sections. So I got to see some of the WAG jackets up
Ugh.
close, and they looked, dude, they
That's
were better
cool.
in person. Everyone who thinks they're
I
too
believe
tacky,
No, they're wrong.
based off the pictures, if you see
I
them
don't
in
care.
person, you
Mhm.
could really appreciate the like construction to it. And they look
Yeah.
really
No,
nice.
they're good.
I'm glad you got to go to that game because we did. Yeah,
Nice.
because we had tickets to the following one, and I'm
Yeah,
glad we didn't
I
show
want-
up to that one.
Whoops.
Are there any whispers on the Twitter wins?
No,
this
hold on,
week?
backing up. Okay, random notes that I took during the playoffs.
Oh,
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
We're
one.
going. We're all over the place.
Yeah.
It's a vibes. You know,
Yeah.
it's all right.
Why
Yeah.
does Timo is very tall?
Yes.
Sure.
Why does this man always get high sticked to the face?
I
And
don't
yet-
know.
Whoever does it never gets called for it.
Yep.
Mhm. Or gets head butted in the head and also never gets called for it.
Like I don't.
I call it
Because the thing about
stereotyping
it-
because he's a bigger dude. I wonder if they're just like, oh, he's not hurt, or like, oh,
No, but my point is, it's hard to high
Yeah.
stick someone like Timo because he's so tall.
He's up there.
So if
Yeah.
you do it, it can't be like, how can it not be a penalty? It's
I don't
not,
know.
you know?
Because it has to go up pretty
Right.
high to get there.
Right. Every single game, this man is
No.
getting smacked around in the face, and somehow it never gets called. I just want to know what he did to people.
Wow.
They keep trying to hit him in the face.
I'm still
I
really
think-
mad about that headbutt though.
Yeah.
Fucking Brent Burns slamming his forehead into Timo with a ref literally 6 inches from his fucking face and it never got called. I'm still so mad.
You
I
know,
think
a
genuinely,
headbutt. That's a legal move.
like you look at Timo, like they're jealous.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think they're just all
maybe.
jealous.
Maybe.
Of his face card.
Of his face. Yeah.
I really
exactly.
think it's just jealousy.
He needs to start wearing a bubble. You protect
Honestly.
that.
He's
yeah,
gonna need to do something after hockey. So like keep
Yeah.
the face, you know?
I agree.
Keep the face, get a modeling career going or something.
Exactly.
Fix the hairline, maybe. You didn't hear me say that.
Well, hmm.
Let me know if you got any whispers.
Any whispers? I'm trying
There's
to
so
think.
many whispers, but like,
Anything that stuck out. I'm trying to think.
Of worth re-whispering.
yeah, the problem is it's been so long now.
I know. I feel so
Yeah.
bad.
My whispers aren't interesting anymore. The only whisper, are we officially in the whisper section?
Yeah,
Whisper.
Allie.
There we
What
are.
are whispers on the Twitter wins this week?
Nico Heischer girlfriend confirm and Tumblr melted down
Oh,
as
yeah.
predicted.
Oh, and they're melting down about Jack's girlfriend too. I don't know if you saw that.
He has a
No.
girlfriend?
Jack has had a girlfriend for like a year.
I thought he
Yeah.
already broke up with her.
No,
I don't know.
not,
I don't
not
care.
to my
What?
knowledge.
It might be the same. I don't
Oh.
fucking
He's
know.
had her for more than a year. Remember?
I'm pretty sure it's the same one that he brought to the stadium series.
Yes. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Right. That
Yeah.
caused the whole Pia thing.
Oh yeah, Pia. What a good, what a
Throwback,
good
you know?
thing- throwback. Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah.
Not a good thing that happened, but a good throwback.
No, but like a fun little
I
tidbit to
love
remember that
that.
did happen.
Wait, what
Yeah.
are they melting down about Jack's girlfriend now?
Oh, people are like, following her private Instagram to like see what she like posts about him, obviously. And they're like
Aw.
making this whole, like, people are submitting like anonymous posts to their other anonymous blogs or whatever.
They're just already
saying how
bored.
like clearly their relationship is abusive because he doesn't look happy in the photos with her because he doesn't smile like he used to in the
I
photos with her.
can't.
And now Jack's mom like doesn't smile as much in the photos with her.
Stop
So
it.
obviously it's abusive. Yeah, I saw that one yesterday or something. Yeah.
There's so
just-
much there.
Yeah.
you know,
It's so
I need
funny.
everyone who
Like, are you
posts
12?
funny.
and reads these Tumblr blogs to go on a date I need them
One.
to go on a date with someone they know in their real life. Desperately. I desperately need y'all to just go on one date.
Yeah. Please stop thinking about Jack Hughes.
And log off of
Please.
tumblr.com. It'll be so good for you.
Yep.
Oh my God. I can't. The thing is, like, the only, like, this could be a whole Whispers on the Twitter Wins segment itself.
Yes.
But, like, the rude things that people were saying after Nico's girlfriend showed up
Oh
in
my
one of those
gosh.
jackets, like, I don't even
Oh,
want to
yeah.
repeat.
No,
Yeah,
it's
it was
just
nasty
rude.
what they
It's
were
just
saying about her.
fucking rude.
Oh, yeah.
like, I don't understand the point
They're
of like,
just-
they're
they're
just
jealous.
Yes.
I know.
They're
I
just jealous.
Jealous little
that
babies. He was
they're
never going to
not-
pick you. He
Yeah.
doesn't. You don't know.
He doesn't know
him.
you.
We don't know. None of us know him.
I know.
Like,
I know.
oh
What did
my
you think?
God.
Come
Go
on.
on a date with
Yeah.
a person in your life.
Stop thinking about hockey players like they're characters in a TV show. They're real people.
Oh my
Mhm.
God. Stop
Mhm.
writing fan fiction about them too.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's really weird. Stop.
There's some hills I will die on.
Yep.
I
And that
norma-
is definitely one of them.
You know, I support women's wrongs, but not these.
Yeah.
Not
No.
these.
No. Don't write fan fiction about real people. That is one thing I am willing. I will die on that hill.
Yeah.
Do not do that.
I have some
Oh,
standards.
man.
Yep.
All I'm saying is if I was ever a wag, I would want to Hannah Montana that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Just
I'm
have fun with it.
I
yeah.
have a Finsta. I'm showing up in a disguise. I'm
I
not.
agree.
Y'all aren't writing this stuff about me on a Tumblr. I will
Nah.
call the FBI.
Mhm.
FBI, if you're Shannon, censor that word. FBI, if you're listening,
Beep.
that's a joke. I'm
Yep.
like
Just jokes
I-
here.
I can't. I don't even want to repeat the things that people are saying.
No,
I don't even
it was
care.
really mean.
It's so mean.
Yeah.
It's so mean.
I just don't understand. I like, you could think plenty of things to yourself, but to write them on the internet for others to read is just something I cannot understand.
Yeah.
It's bullying.
Yeah,
It's just
it's
straight
just-
up
It's
bullying.
bullying. It's
Yeah.
bullying. And if you really, you know what? If you have a crush on your favorite player, I've always said there's nothing wrong with that. There's
Sure,
nothing
fine.
wrong. And I don't
Do that.
think I think
Mhm. That's
fans
okay.
can have a crush, whether fans of anything can have a crush on their,
Of course.
whatever
Sure.
public figure that they like.
Of course.
And you know what? And if you're real sad when you find out your favorite athlete, singer, movie actor, whatever, has a significant other, go write about it in your diary. Get your little
Right.
glitter gel pen out, write about
Yeah.
it in your diary, listen to a sad song.
You can express your feelings. Express it.
Yeah.
Express it.
log off.
Yeah. Get
Yeah.
off the internet.
Log
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Posting.
Stop. Don't post fake rumors to Tumblr. Don't believe the fake rumors posted on Tumblr. Just
Stop it.
go live your life. It's the season's over. The Devils
Yeah.
did not advance. You can go live your life.
Move on.
Mm-hmm.
Because they
Mhm.
sure have. We
Yeah.
know for a fact.
They have.
Wow. Those are better whispers than I thought.
I had to get this out of my
I forgot
system.
about that. Yeah.
totally
That was good.
forgot.
I was really stewing over this for a while.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's just like blatant.
It's just misogyny.
It's just blatant
Sorry.
misogyny. It's girl on girl crime.
Yes.
And
Yep.
it like infuriates me to
Yep.
see.
Okay.
I'm not going to worry about that anymore.
Nope.
Yes.
We
no
let it
more
out.
worries.
Yep.
It's gone. It's been said. So we're not going to worry about it because this is a segment where we don't worry about it. Sometimes I'm saying random shit and the announcers do it too. And Sarah brought us a great list.
I have so many of these, Sarah.
I think I'm
so
going to
excited.
leave the first one.
I
for
think you have to
last.
save that one for last. Yeah.
Okay. So first we got David Pasternaut.
Yep.
Pasternaut. Is he an
Yep.
astronaut? Okay.
Basically, yeah.
Next. Stops the bleeding for the time being for Boston. Wow, that it like rhymes. Did I read
Yeah.
that correctly?
Yeah.
I
Like weirdly
that.
poetic, right?
Yeah. Thanks, Bill.
That's what they said during the Revolutionary War.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
what Paul Revere was shouting, actually.
For the time being. Yeah.
Oh boy. I relate to the next one. Spin cycle going for New Jersey.
What? How do
I
you
don't know.
relate to that?
The spin
just
cycle on
constantly
the
spinning.
laundry machine.
Oh,
just going.
I literally
endless.
had that fight with the washer this morning
Going.
because it was going on too long
Oh,
and
she
I
meant it
needed it to
literally.
end. Yes,
Okay.
I did. And I needed to put the towels in the dryer so I could go
Oh.
grocery shopping.
I thought this was a metaphor.
I thought, I didn't realize what spin cycle meant. I was thinking spinning, like spinning class. Now I understand.
Oh.
Now I understand.
I did
Yes.
mean it literally.
I
Yeah.
think you're
Okay.
closer to correct.
Yeah.
Next we have Dawson Mercer comes with his shovel and digs it out. I like this one.
He's got a shovel. That's nice.
Oh, Kevin Ball turned into Jacob Markstrom. What?
Oh,
I mean, technically,
What?
like they traded them, but
Oh.
but it's funny to say it that way.
I'm like picturing like morphine happening.
Like anamorphed from
Yeah.
Kevin Ball into Jacob Markstrom.
Yeah, or like
That would be
Jacob
an
Markstrom like took Kevin
Yeah.
Ball traits, and I was like, wait, what? No. So next we have 6'7", 6'8", give or take an inch or 50.
What's the context?
I am pretty sure they were talking about Silyev, that like Russian kid that hasn't joined the team
Oh,
yet.
but it's like 8,000
Yes.
feet
But
tall.
he's like
Yes.
insanely tall. Yeah.
God, I don't know why.
And you know
I've
what?
never
I'm
heard
pretty
that.
sure they were talking about him,
Yeah.
but
they'll find
I
a
could be
way
wrong.
to high stick him and it won't get called either.
they will somehow.
Yes. John Fibonacci, the man sequence. What?
I don't know.
I know they're talking
I-
about the Fibonacci sequence, but like I don't
like in
understand
the context, I don't remember anymore.
And lastly, Sidney Crosby with the big D.
Hello?
And we move
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the new name of the podcast.
okay.
Okay.
So we're going to move into our It Boy of the playoffs.
Oh.
Because we missed the whole
Well,
playoffs.
okay. Obvious answer for me then.
Yeah.
Okay. I have one.
Okay,
I know
I'm
it.
between two, but I know which one I'm
All
going
right.
to pick.
Okay. Are we counting down? Is this
I
a
don't know, are
countdown?
we?
Or are
We
you-
up to you.
definitely
gotta-
picked different people.
I think we might have, but
What?
we can count down if you want.
I think I know who Sarah picked, but yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it feels obvious who I picked.
Yeah. And I think Sarah's right, but I'm going to say a different name anyway.
But
Okay. In 3,
okay.
2,
Wait.
1. Jacob
Shimon
Jacob
Markstrom.
Markstrom. Oh, that was also good. Okay, yeah.
No,
Okay.
I agree with you. I think you guys
Okay.
are right. But
I
Nemitz
do
gets
But
want
a
to
also
shout out
Nemitz. You know what?
for
Yeah.
winning them their only game that they
I do
won.
love that
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
I was extremely happy he had that highlight.
He really
needed
stepped
it.
up.
But you're right, Markstrom.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's funny.
they wouldn't have gotten this far without him.
They
you
wouldn't
know?
have gotten to the playoffs without him. They would have gotten swept in the playoffs without him.
Exactly.
And the score would have looked, not only would they have gotten swept, but the scores in those games would have looked a lot different without him.
Yes.
And it would have been no OT.
No, or double OT
No.
for that matter. And didn't I like how Markstrom got the special weekly award and the It Boy of the playoff?
Yeah.
You know?
Good for him.
At
Yeah.
the end of the day, the Devils are a team that's all about the goalie. That's the legacy.
Who would have thought?
Huh.
So, do you remember you talking about the barrel of Shirley Temple?
Oh, yeah.
That you were talking about?
Oh.
So that obviously reminded me of the Animal Crackers in My Soup song because it's the only thing I know about Shirley Temple. So if Jacob Markstrom was a type of animal cracker, and I've looked up an image of the types of animal crackers because I didn't know what they have, I'm going to say he is, we're going to go with kangaroo.
Okay.
Ah,
I like that.
I need
yeah.
to share this image with you because it also has one that's just marked as bear ?
Bear? Question mark. Oh, you know, that does look a little leopard-esque.
I'm not sure. Is it a bear?
Which one was your favorite? I always liked the camel.
Oh, I liked rhino for some reason. I don't know why.
For me, it was the elephants because of the separation between the feet. It felt like I was
Ah.
getting two crackers in one.
Okay.
I'm just
Okay.
saying, I think that makes
Yeah.
Timo the elephant.
That's that.
Well,
Well, more silly nonsense will be coming. Will we get back into our regularly scheduled programming at the start of next season? Who knows?
Hopefully.
So, in the meantime, this is Hot Girls Hockey. Tune in, I don't know, when, for more sugar.
oh, sorry. Let's do that again. Spice.
And everything ice.
If you like our show, please leave us a rating. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Tweet at us at hotgirlshockey_ and follow us on TikTok and YouTube.
Oh my gosh.
We're just going to keep that one, right?
Yeah, we
Okay.
are.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I like it.